folks, you all know my first guest from his work as James Bond. Beginning tomorrow, you can see him with Salma Hayek in After the Sunset. Please welcome Pierce Brosnan.
How you doing?
Nice to have you here on the show.
It's nice to be with a fellow Irishman.
Thank you very much.
I believe you're Irish, aren't you?
Yes, I'm the Irish stereotype. You have the dark, brooding, good, dark Irish looks.
Yeah.
And I was saddled with the, elfin...
Oh, you sell yourself short here,
I do
Conan,
not.
I think.
Sitting next to you, I look like a trash can lid. It's very hard to compete with this guy. I'm doing everything I can right now. How do you think I'm doing?
Looking good, buddy.
Oh. I can't even believe we're from the same gene pool. But anyway, and that's a compliment.
Kerry.
Yes.
Family's from Kerry?
Well, actually, we're from the south, Dungarvan. Do you know Dungarvan?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
Wow. Leave it to me to be from the part of Ireland Irish people have never heard of.
I'm sure it's a beautiful part of the world.
No,
Anyway,
it's
I'm
not
from the
really.
middle of it.
You're from the middle, right?
Yeah, County Meath. Very flat. Very flat part of the world.
Flat part of the world.
Someone from Meath?
No, they're not. They're just clapping so they can hear themselves later at a bar. That's how it works. Clap, and then later you're in a bar, I'm not clapping with me! Now, I have to talk to you about, first of all, so many people envy your life. We had your co-star on this film on last night, Salma Hayek. One of the most beautiful women you can ever stand next to. What was it like working with her?
It was a treat. What can I say? Hard to look her in the eye.
Yeah.
You know, but
you bastard.
you have to go there. I mean, don't work with animals, children, and Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
You know,
She's just. I mean,
she's gorgeous.
I was trying to talk to her, and I just was yammering the whole time, and my eyes started to melt. She's just that. But let's also talk about as James Bond. You worked with many beautiful women, but you got to work with Halle Berry. Halle
Berry is a wonderful girl. Yeah, I've had my fair share of leading ladies, and Halle is certainly up there with a lot of them, and so is Selma.
Yeah.
And what can I say? They're gorgeous women.
Yeah. That's pretty much the end of the conversation. I just wanted to talk about them.
Well,
there's not that much to say, but just I wish I was you.
Well,
and,
the best Halle Berry story was in Dublin, because I was filming there last summer, and I was sitting in a pub, and I was with a mate, and we were having some bets on the horses, and it was a very quiet working man's pub. Right. And this kid's walking out with his dad, and he just puts his hand in front of me like this, and I shake his hand, and he says, "This is the closest I'll ever get to Halle Berry's arse." I thought he was gonna... That's my little Halle Berry story. So that's the Dublin
You made his
sense of
day,
humor.
yeah. Now, okay, so you've... probably so many men have dreamed of getting to play James Bond. You got to live that dream. And James Bond, as everyone knows, drives an Aston Martin. That's what the classic James Bond car. And then I find out that you, in your real life, you own an Aston Martin and drive it around.
Well, when I read the script there a couple of years ago, it was back, the car was back, and so I asked my agent, I said, "Do you think it's possible to get one?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." Right. So it was one of the perks of the job. And
they gave you an Aston Martin?
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful car.
I get like free Starbursts every now and then. When I mention them on the show, they're like, "Here's one roll," and sometimes they break it in half. You got a free Aston Martin.
Well, listen, they're looking for the next guy to play Bond, so there you go, Conan.
Oh, that'd be a great, I'd be the only Bond that drove around in a neon. But I would think, here's the problem. If you are known for playing James Bond and you're driving around in your Aston Martin, there's pressure on that car. If people take a ride with you and you push a button and just the air conditioning comes on, there's inherent disappointment. Don't you agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
People are going to want that car to do stuff.
Well, I mean, they're a bit foolish if they believe that stuff in the first place.
Are you calling me a fool? Because I would believe it.
I would never call you a fool.
I would think, let's spread oil along the road. Let's have the guns come out of the front. Let's do something like that.
No, this is just a beautiful vehicle. I mean, I wish it did half the stuff that it does in the movie. But I really just I use it to take the kids to school.
Right.
Actually.
Right. That's got to be great.
Yeah.
The name's Bond, James Bond. Here's your bologna sandwich. Here's your peanut butter sandwich.
Well, the boys love the car. I mean, they've kind of
Sure.
grown up. I have a 7-year-old boy, Dylan, and he knows about Dad and James Bond. So he knows what the car's about.
You used to be a fire eater. Is that true? That's how one of the ways that you got into show business?
No. This was not really the way I got into show business, but they were doing workshops at this theater. When I was about 17, 18, I found this theater company. And they had workshops in fire eating one day. And I was going past the stage, and I thought I'd go in there because there was a lot of women in there, and they had their tops off, you know, because when you do this with all the flame, you have to take your tops off, and I thought that was rather intriguing.
So you wanted the part of show business that had topless women in it, pretty much. Yeah, right.
So I went in there and I picked it up.
How do you how do you do fire eating for the first time? That's what I'm curious about. Do you know what I mean? At some point, you have to, for the first time, stick fire in your mouth, and why wouldn't your head burst into flames?
Well, you just gotta, you know, you just gotta throw fate to the wind, I suppose. I mean, you have a glass of kerosene, you put it in your mouth, and then you blow very hard.
That's the stupidest advice I've ever heard any celebrity give. Kids, really, it's not that hard. You got the kerosene, you got the flame.
No, I don't recommend that the kids do it. I mean, this was some kind of...
I wanted to make that point, yeah, because I once recommended that and I got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but I wasn't in a circus. It was just a workshop. And
Sure.
I had a theater company called Theater Spiel, and we did street theater and kids theater, and it was just one of those little tricks that you have up your sleeve.
Yeah, it's good to have all that stuff at your command.
Yeah, helps, I suppose.
We have a clip here from After the Sunset. What do we need to know to help us out with this clip?
If it's the clip with the shark, this is Woody and I. He's an FBI agent. He's been chasing me for the last 4 years.
Because you're a jewel thief
Because
on the
I'm a
lam.
jewel thief, and I always get away from him. It's a bit like Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner. And anyway, he takes me out fishing.
All right.
Shark fishing.
Let's take a look at this clip from After the Sunset.
Go, you hooked it. You go see if it's alive.
Yeah, I hooked it, so you go see if it's alive. Go.
Hey. Oh, okay. Here I go. I'm just gonna sneak up on it.
Why are you whispering?
So it won't know the plan.
In the morning, I'm gonna put it on. In the night.
Yeah, it's dead.
That's a great fishing technique. I've never seen it used before.
Yeah. Woody didn't want to shoot the shark, though.
No, he thought it was too cruel.
He thought it was too cruel.
Yeah,
so,
no. Well, it works for the scene, so clearly you're doing something right. After the Sunset opens tomorrow, and always great to have you on the show. Thank you so
very
much,
much.
sir. Here's Brosnan, Paget Brewster coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.